Everybody, welcome back to another Unconquered Podcast film session. We are here looking at the Louisville game this week. Those of you who are here live can feel free to ask questions, but good solid win for Florida State here. This is actually the first time I'm going through the condensed version, so I'm going to be a little rustier in terms of knowing which play it is right away, but I've gone through the non-condensed version already, and that's a second time, and that's what I'll be remembering. It'll just take me a moment here on each one. So this is first play. All right, so we've got a little RPO here, just running Acres, and this is so. I tell you what, if I played this play for you at the beginning of the year, before the year, and I said, this is what Florida State's running game is going to look like in 2019, how many people are turning that down? Watch the offensive line. Let's just freeze it right there. Freeze it. Hold on. Freeze it right there. Okay, Akers gets the ball. Not only is he not getting hit in the backfield, but you have one lineman who has... Yeah, they're slanting right, so they guessed wrong here, and Florida State made him pay. But mash, so you got three down linemen all getting mashed away. Tackle gets the end man. H-back gets the seal on the inside backer. And the front side guard here manages to get a full-on... He get a full-on bear hug here of the backside linebacker. That's, Mike Arnold, he's not quite a dancing bear, but, he does get a hold of him. You don't call that, especially there, but, if that had impacted the play, that gets called. But right there, there's no one in the screen that can hurt the cutback, and then Akers, he's a good player. And you even got a block there from Terry. Nice job. A little extra shove, but I'll take that. But look at this. I mean, what Briles and Clemens have done this year, turning this offense around on just this basic stuff, I'm talking about just basics, like being able to block, it's not far short of a miracle. I mean, they have done some work, and that is some serious stuff. I have to say, that is wow. All right. Next play, this is the 3rd and 1, so you get to see the offensive line mash again. Look at this. So this is just an inside zone play. And not only are you winning at every spot, but watch them get to the second level. They actually get to the second level here. That's the center. You get a combo block here on the nose tackle. Center and guard combo, and all of a sudden you get the nose tackle, or you get the center right up to the backer, and Mike Arnold once again wins on the defensive end. I mean, not only does he win, he basically ragdolls him, and now you have a one-on-one. Akers doesn't get touched until after the first down, and then slides in. That's about 6 yards right there. Man, I tell you what, they block like this the rest of the year, they're going to keep putting up points. So now 3rd and 8. And let's see what we got here. Oh yeah, I think this is just a vertical choice thing here on this side, so he's got the option to take it deep if he plays tight, but they clearly respected Florida State over the top, so they just tried to take that stuff away and force Florida State to throw short. Well, okay, Take that. Came out just a little bit short, and you'd like to see him press this just a little further because of it being closer to the sticks, and finding a way, instead of doing some dancing there, you turn around and try to get to those sticks. But that's good play by the secondary. They're guarding the sticks. But what I love, hurry up and go right for it on 4th and 2. Now, they don't get it. This is the one play where the offensive line got kind of swamped. And you can see the real problem here. Look at what happens on the interior here. They bring the backer and a safety, and in the process of trying to get to those, 51 kind of falls down, doesn't really hit anybody, and you end up with a tackle for loss. But you know what? I love the aggressiveness there. I think that's the right call from the coaching staff. Go with it. All right, so 3rd and 7 here. It's the first defensive play we're looking at. What I want to call attention to is this. How many guys are on the line of scrimmage, or within 8 yards, let's say, of the line of scrimmage, within 7 yards of the line of scrimmage? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 guys, and you're playing man-free, playing press man on 3rd and 7, and then you're bringing a 4-man rush, playing aggressive with a spy. So you got a spy on the quarterback. You're robbing here with the spy, robber, rat. And then you have another backer who's taking away any sort of shallow stuff to try to take this stuff away. They play proper technique here. This is really terrific from 26, from Asante Samuel, because that is a tough route to cover with that little rub route there, and he stays so tight that there's nothing there. And this could be better at the bottom here. He needs to protect his leverage just a little better, because that is there if the quarterback chooses to come here. But again, he's still over the top. Even if the quarterback hits that's probably a tackle short of the sticks. And then by playing this coverage, you're forcing exactly what I said in the preview you wanted, which is to make them beat you over the top, because I don't think they can. And they couldn't. Not sure why they're showing the punt there, but in a condensed version. This is just an easy decision for Blackman. This is just a free take here. So this is a run play. This is supposed to be a handoff here. You see Akers going to take it, but this is one where if you see grass, and if this player here is not out playing over the slot, then this is just an easy take the first down. Because what are you going to get? 4 yards minimum? And this is what we talked about on the film session last year that was so infuriating to me, is that these things were there. And I was doing this stuff with my high school team last year. In terms of front side of the run, you're running to this side. They've got to bring an extra guy for support. If they bring that guy, then you're going to go ahead and run it. But if they start bringing this guy in and you've got grass out here, then you can throw a slant or a hitch and make them come up. Because if you've got all that grass out there, what's the worst you get? A first down? And they didn't do it last year, and it was super frustrating. This year, they're taking that candy. I mean, you've got the same thing on the backside if you want it here, but what's going to happen is that this guy's usually going to play a little tighter than the safety. So you can make this short throw, and that's an automatic first down. But what I want to call attention to here, this is why Keith Gavin plays. One, oh yeah. Boom! And then, for good measure, catches him too. That's 2 guys. That's 2 pancakes on this play by a wide receiver who's decided to be unselfish. And I love to see the enthusiasm afterwards. This is a guy who's playing football. Yeah. And that turns into a 29-yard gain because Keith Gavin decided to block like a grown man. Harrison's apologizing to the official here because he tossed it to him a little quickly. He's like, sorry, I meant to hand it to you. But anyway, so now you've got 3rd and 6 again. And the thing is, in this game, they had a lot of third downs, but they converted them really well, partly because, look at this. Look at all that space. They are terrified of getting beat deep against what Briles has been doing the last few weeks. So now you've got some opportunities underneath. And this is where they're bringing 4 with the green dog here, that backer. And all you do is you find where that backer would have it, and you've got a little bust here in the secondary. If you're going to bring this guy as a defense, you can't have both him and him coming to the outside. My guess is that this backer's wrong. This backer needs to sync with the tight end, and you have some sort of quarters look out here. So it should be 1 and then 2. So you got a little missed assignment. Turns into an easy completion. Now I want you to pay attention to Blackman's mechanics here. Still a little twist of that foot. Still a little twist of the back foot, but you notice much better in terms of the foot is flat when he starts to throw, and he's coming up in the motion. That's good. He's still spinning a little bit, but that makes this throw much more routine, getting that foot in the ground and throwing from there. And then McKitty, well, you got a pretty good athlete at H-back. I'll take it. But that's how routine that throw should have been. And that's the same throw that he had against UVA that he rushed and didn't put in there. And this is where he made the routine look routine in this game, and that's how it should be. And if Blackman does that the rest of the year, and I know he's probably out against NC State, but when he comes back, I expect him to still be the starter. And if he does continue to play like he did in this game and make the routine, this offense is going to be pretty dang good the rest of the year. And once again, I want to call attention to the blocking here. So this is I guess you would call this power. Could call it dart. But it's the same basic principle. You're going to have down blocking on the play side. They're pulling the tackle because that's where the extra bubble is. Block out, down block on the defensive tackle, and then block down with the tackle to handle the 4-eye here. That's a tough block for the tackle, but look at Abdul Bello. Okay, Abdul Bello. Okay, and he's still going after him. That might be right there. If I'm Randy Clements, I put that on my resume. I made Abdul Bello into a viable football player. I made him into a contributor. Look at that. And then you get a good pull with Roberts pulling around, leading up through. Nice block from 6 from Trey McKitty. Guard hits the backside backer. Not only do you have the entire defensive line blocked, you've got both backers blocked. You've got a lead blocker with the tackle coming through for the edge player. And Akers is not touched until 8 yards up the field. And then he manages to get down. I'm not sure how good that spot was. I think he actually might have gotten all the way to the 1. Now you got 2nd and goal, and then this becomes pretty easy. Once again, this is one of the things about the Briles system. They are going to get vertical displacement because they're all going to work as a unit, and boom, they're just trying to get you moving, mash down, and let the running back gain some momentum right behind those guys and get forward. Yeah, he's going to get hit in the backfield, but with leverage moving forward, he's going to win that battle 9 times out of 10. I'm telling you right now, this is really good work by Florida State's offensive line and by their offensive coaching staff. They have a legitimate offense in Tallahassee this year. And that's all in the coaching staff for really getting that together and coordinating well. This is the kickoff where you've got basically a couple guys that overrun it. I would say 12 in particular. His responsibility is going to be to squeeze this way, and he doesn't. Now, right there, you've got a block in the back that changes it right there. That's the block that they called. It's a good call. Valiant effort by the kicker there. Once again, 3rd and 2. That's not terrible. This is their first conversion, if I remember. I won't focus on that one too much. Now, this is a good example of why I'm starting the petition for showing the safeties, because this right here, we don't know what's going on downfield. I would love to see what's happening downfield because, you know, half the game is being played down there, but we don't get to see it because the cameraman thinks that all that's interesting is the quarterback. And here's the other thing that drives me crazy about this. See all this space back here? We don't need that. Move. I mean, you can have the back of the frame. That's okay. At least we'd get the linebackers at that point. But they're really insistent that we see the official, but we don't get to see the safeties. But what you do get to see here is Marvin Wilson. Just keep the camera on, keep your attention on 21 here, and just watch the effort. That is just, he is relentless. And he's playing himself into a top 5 pick right now. And once again, this is pretty good from the downfield coverage. They're actually matching. You see right there? This is correct. Taking that away, passing him to the next guy. The only thing here, you got to make a play, 35. Right there. You got a chance. You got to make the play. That's a pretty good move. Right there. You've got to make that play. You're off the field. I thought 11 played pretty well in the first half. I thought he started getting tired late. You could see the toll on Janarius now that he's really the only end they have. I'm going to take a little closer look at that. Pretty good job by Cedric Wood taking on the double team there and not getting washed. And there's your 4th and 3. And Durden also had a really good first half. Right there, that's good shock with the hands. Win with the hands, create space, gets to the quarterback. That's a really good play. Love you long time. LeBourne, and you can see he's electric between the tackles. Doesn't have that top end, but really good burst. Now you get to see a little bit of the difference with Hornibrook here, right there. You notice how quickly he gets that ball out, because what he sees here, this is an RPO. They're run blocking here. This is an easy handoff, but all you have to do is look at the box. 4, 7. You got 7 in the box against your 7 personnel. And you got a one-on-one out here. He's in the box. If he's apexed out here, you hand it off. But all he does, get a little bit of a run fake to keep your eyes on him. As soon as he triggers, get it behind him now. The sooner you get it to him, the easier it is for him against the safety. And then Helton, well, you give him 10 yards of space out there, and that's going to be easy. Not a bad start for Hornibrook. Now, this is an interesting one. It's hard to know what's going on here without having the call itself. But for all the world, it looks to me like there's a bust here. There should be 4 guys rushing. So my guess is, and this is, again, these two just switch spots. My guess is that he should be rushing off the edge here and that they should be in single coverage here, or that they should be in dropping here as backers, because he ends up not having any responsibility really in the match. And the way that this should match is 1, 2, 3, I believe. But it works out fine, works out like a zone blitz, and Lars Woodby does a good job getting in there and getting his hand on it. And I think what's going on there, based on how the front was designed, you've got no gap taken up out there. I think that was supposed to be Lars Woodby, but maybe I'm wrong. So here, same RPO. Difference is they get their hand on it and they're playing a little further down with the safety. But you take this every time it's there. Nice job by DJ Matthews. You can tell that Louisville committed to take away the running play here. They were going to force Florida State to execute in the RPO game. That's a heck of a throw. So it's about 40 yards. And that is a seed right there. That's a really good job, actually, by the defensive back. Just got his hand a little bit too much on the back, but that's a great throw. I do want to call attention to one other thing, though. Look at the protection. 4-man rush. Guys, that doesn't suck. It's the best the offensive line has looked in at least 2 years. I see you, Pokey Wilson. No, immediately after that, Blackman takes a shot here. This is an unblocked rusher. He's on the quarterback, and Blackman's got to know he's coming. So that's not an offensive line thing. This is an RPO the whole way. They're run blocking, but Blackman holds on to it, makes an unselfish play, gets that out there, and Pokey rewards him. That's a good play right there. And again, the tempo there, they are rushing to the line of scrimmage. They're trying to get that ball off, or that snap off before the quarter, and they do. And that leads to that. Again, look at the offensive line here. Louisville has all these players on the line of scrimmage. Now, he's wrong. He needs to be out here. His responsibility is secondary contain. So he's wrong. That makes it an overrun and makes it easy. But there's no penetration. I could do without that. No penetration there from the Louisville defensive line. That's good play. So condensed game takes us to 3rd and 2. And this is where Janarius, this is not what you want in terms of technique. He knifes the gap, but then gets pancaked, just happens to fall into it. And fortunately, they've got a Charlie on here, or Cat, or whatever they call it in their system. Corner blitz that provides the extra edge defender, and there you go. So a lot of penetration in the backfield, and you can see this is the difference in the game. That's pretty good play by 91 here too. Look at that. Shed, he's got a combo block on him. And strike, shed. There's nowhere you're going when he sheds like that on the interior. So offensive line does a pretty good job here, but they have a green dog on. So this is where you've got basically a spy or a player that is responsible for the quarterback, and when he sees that the space is there, he takes that away. And this is where I don't think there's anything wide open. I mean, you certainly can't hit this dig at that point. But let's just take a look. Since we can't see downfield, let's go ahead and take a look at what we can tell based on what we're seeing in the collapse screen. So we got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that's all 11. So there's your one deep safety. Here's your backside safety. And he's going to be, this looks like a solo coverage. So you're going to get basically quarters principles to the top, and then he's going to play he's basically trying to poach, is what it's called. He's going to try to play underneath and take away any sort of vertical route from the number 3 receiver here if the receiver here does not go vertical. So this is where you've got to look if you're James Blackman, because what they're going to run is, you're going to see here, they're going to run a vertical and then another vertical that's going to go there, and then this is a dig. We can't really see what happens here, but we can see what happens here. So you're going to, this backer is going to run with this inside vertical, and you have that outside corner that's going to stay with the number 2 vertical. I'm pretty sure that Blackman should be pulling this trigger to this vertical, which is going to bend and come away from that deep safety, who should be back just a little bit past here. And if he's able to bend that, then you just get rid of it and throw it out there and try to lead him away from wherever that deep safety is, and you've got given yourself a chance, and you don't end up taking a sack. Either way, that's not on the line. Not on the line. You really can't blame Blackman too much for it, but either way, that's a shot. There's just not much there, and that didn't look like it felt very good for LeBourne. See that getting bent over there a little bit. Nice play by 88 there, but just too far to go. And this walk-on punter has earned his scholarship for the future. Once again, I want to call attention to much better communication and match principles in the back. Watch this. Number 1 comes inside. I've not seen this level of good communication from the DBs in a long time. That's really good from 14. He recognizes the rub route. He recognizes that his job is to just stay over top. So he passes off number 1, passes him off to Asante Samuel, who's right where he should be. And if that throw's made, he's going to pick that. Nothing there. Number 3 is going to get picked up by number 56. So this receiver here is going to be picked up by the Mike. Now, I do think, so this... Okay, so they've got 2 deep safeties here. With 2 deep safeties, he should be playing Tampa 2 technique, so he shouldn't be hustling to get over the top. He wants to play on his back hip. So the Mike is a little bit too far over the top, which allows that to be thrown, but overall, that's still really good coverage. Some of the best we've seen from Florida State in a long time. So this is real progress from the defense. And there are a lot of encouraging signs in this game. Regardless of opponent, there's some pretty decent encouraging signs there for Florida State, especially on the defensive side. There really has been a lot of growth in the last couple weeks. And once again, Louisville's bringing pressure. Blackman is making this throw. They actually release 4 receivers. Blackman's making this throw without getting touched. And you can see initially 6 was not happy he didn't get it. It's like, but he didn't realize that number 2, guy over and blitzed. Good job by Blackman recognizing that the safety can't get there. That becomes an easy first down conversion. And again, this offense puts you off balance. Notice that they're snapping the ball with almost 30 seconds left. So 25 seconds left when that snapped. They're trying to bring the blitz. It's hard to get that communication. There's all that space, and Blackman does a good job of taking it. And again, he makes that routine throw look routine. And if you make the routine throws look routine in this offense, you can put up some really nasty numbers. Okay. Once again, wide open, or lots of space in the pocket. And that is a seed, that is a dime of a throw. Yes, he has the stop up top that he can take if he wants it, if he likes that one-on-one, but he recognizes the middle of the field open, and he knows that he can throw that over the backer. That's a really, really good throw. You can take it. That's not a dangerous throw if you can make it. Now, let's take a look at Adebayo's run-up. That's really poor with his plant leg. Look at how he's kind of having to jump sideways. See that? Watch how he kind of clears through. It's no wonder he misses left. He's spinning with his hips instead of delivering through straight away where he should. Yeah, he's spinning around his body there. That's a bad angle. He wants to be a little bit more upright and keeping his weight coming forward, and he spun the leg, and that's what you're going to get. Tell you what, he makes his 3 field goals, and this is a 44-24 game, and it's a laugher. That's one where they could do a little bit better job on, but sometimes you tip your cap. That's pretty good execution from Louisville. Let's move on. First down. They're running orbit. This is Paul Johnson triple option out of the pistol. And it's hard to defend that any better. Woodby handles his responsibility. Asante Samuel has pitchman. And inside out, they make the tackle. Once again, you can't defend the option much better than this. 11 is the option guy. Make the quarterback pay. And then watch the backers here. I've got to give the backers credit. I've been all over them all year. Watch 6. Watch 5. Both guys get over the top and are able to get under control and make the tackle. That's good linebacker play. Not coming under the block, keeping your proper angle. That's really good linebacker play from both guys, both 5 and 6. So here you got the fake punt. And this is clearly something that they saw in Florida State's preparation. You'll notice they put 3 guys over here, and Florida State's going to match up man-to-man. And then you're going to have this rusher on this side because you've got your shield over here. The problem is that you are a gap short on this side, and they know it. So really, against this formation, what I would have done if I'm prepping for this at Florida State, and I had any idea that there was a chance that they could line up like this, I want 27 here on this side because you've got some support from here, but you've got to have an extra player on the other side because he's ineligible. He's also ineligible. So you've got to handle whatever eligibility might be over here, and they just didn't handle the unbalanced shift very well. You need to have the balance here needs to be shifted over, and I would have 27 on that side. So when they snap it here, all you have to do is clear out one guy, and there's nobody left for contain out there. If you have 27 over here, you can't really run this so easily. So that's an easy conversion for them. It's good planning. This, by the way, is very similar to the 2 shield that I used in high school. I would use the same 2 shield, and then I'd move these guys around and play with formation some. And the snapper here is actually snapping. You notice he's on the hash, and the punter is a couple yards to the inside. You actually snap it at an angle so that the players on this side can't block it because it's just too far to run, and then you don't have to waste an extra shield player blocking that side. You can just block the kicking leg side and worry about that and slide over. So you're able to get one more gunner, basically, than you would have otherwise, and get a little bit of a coverage advantage. And as teams shift, that's the benefit. Is we hit a couple fakes pretty well as well, because you can do some things that aren't expected, and also because you're already snapping at an angle. When you snap here, it doesn't look that much different. So nice design by Louisville. You've got to give them credit. I think I've said NC State more than once. The red team from north of Florida. Not getting bullied. Now, this one is an unfortunate play. This is what a lot of teams will call Y hide. This is really hard for a defense. You've got the targeted receiver is actually right here. This is the tight end, and they're playing a quarters look. Pretty sure, yeah. This is a quarters look, and this looks like a run play, and then a rollout to this side. So everything is designed to roll the defense this way, and then you have a post on this side to clear out the corner. And they're going to take advantage of that with the wheel. And Florida State's not done a very good job of handling wheel routes this year. Turns out this time, 14 does a really good job of recognizing it, coming off of his responsibility, and he's here for the interception. This is just make a play time. You've got to go up and be the aggressor and make the play. He's just a beat late and misses it, and that's frustrating because he was there. He actually did his job and did everything but make the play. And ultimately, you can't fault him too much for that. That was a little ticky-tack as a pass interference. Now, one of the things I really like here, look at 42. He's you can't really see him in the pre-snap. Look at the freshman linebacker right here. That's good. If he finishes there, and again, make a play, you got a couple missed opportunities to make plays, but he is running inside out here. He recognizes on that jet sweep that he has to hit that alley instead of letting that get outside, and he forces that back in the backfield a little bit more, nearly makes the play, does a good job of bouncing back up. You have another freshman actually make the tackle, and you know what? That's good defense. I'll take that from 11. I'll take that from Janarius Robinson. Sets the edge, makes the play. Also really good from 21 in there from Marvin Wilson. And this is just a good play call, and it's a tough. This is a really tough cover. You have the inside. It's just a smash combo, basically, variant of it. And you have the inside corner route against a safety who has, because it's a too deep safety bit with the middle of the field open, he has to worry about the easier throw to the post, and then he has to recognize and get over top of the corner. It's a tough throw, but that's an even tougher cover, and ultimately, it's just not quite quick enough to get there. Now, this is where he needs to be more of a man and not turn around and start yapping. Official does a good job getting him separated, but this is difficult here. In high school, I'm sure he could run that down, but ultimately that's just, college. You've got to react just a little quicker to the corner. Now, this is Hornibrook. Good job again of just sneaking that out to Akers. This is the 45-second drive, 43 seconds. And that's a really nice throw right there on the over route. So this is Harrison coming from the 3 spot. Nice accurate throw, decisive on the move. Hornibrook moved a little better than you might expect, given how he looked at Wisconsin a little bit. He did decide to jump a little early here. Want to get that first down, so the clock stops a little quicker. They lost a couple seconds there. And again, not bad there. Just getting the ball out with the chance to make a play. And then, just a play short. And here, once again, spinning. His plant foot's not in the right location, and his hips are a little overly closed, and then trying to fly. Actually, no, it's the opposite. He's trying to fly that open. It's just not very good. But if you're going to miss him in a game miss him in a game you win. Not bad from the defense there in terms of coverage technique. Again, force him to beat you over the top. Once again, Akers. And once again, watch the offensive line here. This is 3rd and 1, and they have 9 in the box. And the offensive line wins. Now, I do want to call attention to this one. Watch the right tackle. Watch Ryan Roberts. I'd call that a hold, but, they got away with one I flagged earlier, so, yeah, that take it. Now, this is really unfortunate for a couple reasons. One is this is an RPO. So they're run blocking here. And this is with the H-back coming across the formation and leading. And against this formation, Louisville has decided to bring 2 off the edge. Now, if Blackman hands this ball off like he should, now what he's reading here is this space with the safety. He's got all that green grass. That's what he's looking at. He's reading that you're getting the crashing apex player. So he's going to take the pass of the RPO, the P of the RPO, and try to hit that. But the thing is, the receiver isn't turning on this that quick. He has to know that if they're coming that quick, you just when in doubt, you give. And the thing is, if he gives here, Roberts has a down block. Arnold has the inside backer. Both rushers come for the quarterback. They're already headed online for the quarterback. McKitty has the angle to get this block. Akers is into the secondary on this if Blackman just hands this off right here. Because you've got a seal, you've got kick out. And they ran this play 2 plays earlier. And Blackman pulled it there as well. But he should have seen the same thing and should have known at this point, you give this, and this becomes, Akers might have scored here. Right there, they're both coming to the quarterback. Akers might score here with a little bit of a good block from McKitty. This is probably a 30-yard run from Akers, and unfortunately, Blackman tries to hold on to it for the P, and the RPO gets bent up a little bit and has his and sprains his MCL here. Looks like that left MCL. So Hornibrook comes in, 3rd and 12. And again, one of the things you'll see with Hornibrook when he's in, it's pretty obvious that he's much more ready, much more willing to throw to the backs than Blackman. You're going to see the backs get thrown to quite a bit when Hornibrook's on the field. That much is pretty obvious. This is a nice play again by the safety. I think this is... Yeah, that's Fagan. Right, is that the one that... No, that wasn't the pass breakup. This is one where he's just playing too far off. Yeah. There's just way too much space here. This is too much respect. He needs to be sitting at 12 yards. Instead of backpedaling, don't give him all that space. Don't respect his speed. He can't outrun you. And the other thing here, this is solo. Or poach, or whatever you want to call it. I think Levitt calls this poach. But you have this is, I don't know if this is quarters or if this is two match to the top. It turns into the same thing once you have two verticals. But because you have a tight end and a fullback on this side, there's no real vertical threat aside from the tight end. If the tight end goes vertical, the corner's going to take him as long as the back stays in the backfield. So if the back stays or goes the other side, then the backside safety becomes the poacher or the robber or whatever you want to call him. In this particular defense, they'll typically call him the poacher. So he becomes a poacher, and he's supposed to rob underneath anything coming back to this side. So he should be looking right now to get underneath here and try to pick anything that's thrown underneath. He's sinking here. He should be pulling across just a little bit. Instead of pulling back this way, pull across just a little bit more toward the hash, and this is a pick. Or a really big collision. But he's got a chance to get underneath this if he reads it just right. But again, you've got to be ready to work from your number one right here. There's nobody releasing on this side, so find work, get underneath whatever's happening here. Become the poacher. And he's just a little late. All right, on this one, see if there's a back view that they show. No, it's hard to know what happened here. Looks like what happens is the nose gets out of the gap, but it's hard to tell. Nose gets cut out of the gap, and then the other tackle gets washed, and then the backer's out of the gap here, so you have several problems. Nice play by Stanford Samuels to keep that from being a bigger play. This is second week in a row. And you can see this is an automatic check to the jet motion. You're going to blitz the strong safety. The thing is, the strong safety blitz, this is where he's coming at the wrong angle. Even if you're coming from here, you have to come out and back through his back shoulder. You cannot come at this angle. This has to be at one more step forward, and then you're aiming at his back shoulder so that he has to step up and away from you, and you're coming back toward him. But now, by coming flat at him, you give him a chance to turn you. If he's on this angle right here, go for that back shoulder, that's a sack. And it's a game-changing sack. Instead, you get a pass interference. It's not a bad pass interference. Take that pass interference if you're beat. But you get that sack precisely because the strong safety didn't make the tackle there in the backfield. Should have been a sack. So then you give up a field goal because you didn't play with fundamentals. Second week in a row where they had that opportunity. Last week it may have cost them a win. This week, less so. Once again, you can see Hornibrook loves taking those little flats and throwing to the backs and the H-backs. And he'll do that very quickly. Once again, looks pretty comfortable here. And take note, let's just count this off. We've got, so the snap happens at 7:39, about 7:40 actually. And yes, he's scrambling, but he doesn't throw it until 7:34. He's got about 6 seconds of protection there. And eventually finds a receiver between the zone. But offensive line guys did their job in this game. I think this is an RPO. No, this is not. This is designed to be a slant right here or something to the flat, and he does a good job of reading this. And you know that this is not a RPO because they're all cut blocking to try to get the hands down. So they're expecting that throw. And instead he gets it to the H-back and makes an easy first down. Once again, you make the easy stuff look easy in this offense, and you can do a lot. Third catch for Gabe Neighbors on this drive, and Hornibrook looks pretty comfortable. 3rd and 26 there. It's not a pretty release, but he gets it there. 3rd and 26, not going to get much done there. I don't remember what happened there. The run-up looked better there, but again, he looks like he's stabbing at the ball here. That is terrible action with the foot. Look at where his foot, he jumps sideways when he hits this. And when you're jumping left when you hit the ball, that's where the ball's going to go. That's not good, Bob. Should be up 3 scores here. Won't focus too much on that. They are getting a little tired up front. You can tell in terms of just the overall level of intensity. Janarius Robinson in particular starting to drag a little bit at this point in the game. Lack of depth is coming in. So this is a post wheel, and I actually got confirmation on this that this is a quarters lock call. So I think it's because of the jet, but either way, what they've done, that's locked on. So that means that any vertical from the inside that goes outside, the safety has to play over the top rather than switching off. So he's locked on. That becomes a man coverage situation, and he's got anything that comes over the top. He's got second vertical. So this is right by the corner, wrong by the safety. The safety has poor eye discipline here. And once again, Florida State struggling with the wheel. Normally in quarters, you're going to see those guys switch that off, but that's a lock call, like I said. This is definitely a touchdown, so I've seen some people acting as though this was a bad call, but it was definitely a touchdown. And either way, the problem here is right there. Actually right here. 24 has the alley here. So as the ball hits out here, 24 needs to be contained and working his way through. Instead, he's playing inside out and can't quite get there. It's definitely a touchdown. Ball's across the plane already, right there. That's a touchdown right there. Ball comes out after. He's still holding on to the ball and doesn't fumble until the ball hits the ground. Very easy. Akers is a stud, guys. It is a shame that they've wasted years of Akers' superiority here at the running back position. He's going to be a heck of an NFL running back. But look at this up front. That right there, I am just so happy to see that. Look at this. They stunt. Brady Scott passes off the stunt, gets onto the end, and Bello manages to hold on to the inside to the defensive tackle. On the inside, you have a combo block here. They do it properly. Center works over to Arnold, who's able to turn his hips. Now you've got that one. Center moves up to the second level. And because Scott does his job here, Akers is able to bounce that, and then that turns into a big play. Oh, I see you going down, Coach Kelly. I see you. Let's take a look at that again. There's a pretty good dodge initially, but then gets tripped up just at the last second. It's a good effort. So once again here, they're trying to throw short and over the middle. They're prepping for this to get out quickly. It's either going to go here or you've got an option route here, and he was going for the tight end. This really should go to Akers earlier. Doesn't find a good spot. Get rid of it. No problem. And I see you, Coach Kelly. He's going to one hand that. Oh, dropped it. Oh, Coach Kelly. Oh, yeah, you can see he's a little ashamed. He should be catching that. I see you, Coach Kelly. You gotta catch that ball. All right, I'm gonna hustle through to get to where we need to go here. This, honestly, reduced split. You're playing with outside leverage as a corner. This is designed to get over the top of the safety. Safety's not there because this is an invert call or something along those lines. Either way, he's got the deep responsibility from outside leverage. It's a tough cover. Gets his hand, just misses it. You know what? You'll take this because again, this is the price of playing aggressive. They won this game largely because they played so aggressive, such an aggressive approach defensively. You'll take that in order to get the wins in other areas. So he's going to stay up. He's got no vertical release there, so he's got the number one vertical. They're going to clear this out with a smash concept to the boundary, which clears out this safety. Get good protection, and now Asante Samuel. He's a good player, but he's not especially long, not the fastest guy in the world. You're going to get beat once in a while there when you have that responsibility without any help. So at the end of the day, you'll take it though. It's going to happen once in a while. It's an interesting formation. Won't spend too much time on it here. Might do something about it in the off season. Got to do a better job finishing plays here. This is where you see 16 gets reached here. So Durden gets reached. He's playing a little tired here. And then it looks to me like one of these backers is out of the gap. I think 5 should be where 35 is in terms of who he's making contact with, and 35 should be up a gap. And because he misses that gap, you have a running lane. I think. Again, hard to tell without... Oh, here you go. So, yeah, he reaches 16. And then 35 hits the front side A. I think 35... I think Warner has to be up there. And 16 gets reached too easily. 24 gets just slightly out of his support gap as well, so... That's a good play right there. And here's the difference when you come on that blitz. Come under control, and notice he's coming. His angle is to the upside shoulder. Upfield is to the backside shoulder, that is, right here. Angle's right there. Now you're going to force him to do something else. It's a good play. Once again, when in doubt, go post wheel. And this one's on the corner. The hard part here is that this is a really skinny post, so you can't pass this off very early, because if you do, that safety dang well better be there. But he's got to pass that off at some point and then get back around. But that's on the corner. That's a really hard one, though. Yeah, you can see... This is the view I'd like to be working with the whole time. So this post is so skinny that he's going to sit with it, but he's got to be looking through to number 2 here. That's the hard part about playing zone, is you've got to see number 1 through number 2. He's in his blind spot a little bit, but doing a good job here. But you got to see that number 2 has a vertical. That means you've got to pass this off right away. And this is cover 3, not quarters. But he's got to pass that off now to be able to turn back around, and he gets stuck. It's a good design. Sometimes you tip your cap. Little mistake there by Louisville. And now 16 looks rejuvenated. Look at Durden. And this is the play that sort of seals it for Florida State's defense. This is the one they needed. Got pressure from both Durden and Marvin Wilson here. Nice swim. I'm not sure what's going on in the secondary. Okay, so the backers drop in there. Corners drop in here. This looks like their cover 8 call or their match quarters. But the safety on this side is playing up like it's cover 3. So it might be a combo of some sort if that's not a miss. If that's not a missed assignment here. But it's either a little bit of an exotic combo that works out or there's a miss. But either way, the safety's right in the right spot. They force a bad throw with a good compressing the pocket rush and change the game. Got a guy that finally made a play on a ball that was thrown right to him. They've dropped a lot of those of late. So now you have Hornibrook gets it with 9:16 left. Let's go ahead and hand that ball off to Akers. And Akers, well, he does Akers things. But again, I want to call to mind, even here where you have an edge guy that is free, nothing else is leaking through. That's good offensive line play. And this is how it's supposed to be done by the edge guy. Really good job there. And Akers, this is a little half-hearted. Whoops. His job is to lead block right there. He doesn't expect him to be there as quickly as he is and takes a bad angle. Not your best job of blocking there by Cam Akers. That's going to be a missed assignment, and got to make a little better effort there. And that one kind of sinks the drive. Oh, except that's not a bad throw, not a great throw by Hornibrook. Under the circumstances, I'll take it. But this is just cover 3. Neither of the guys playing over the slots gets a hand on either of the slots. They're buzzing the flats with these outside backers. He should be pushing the slot here to get him out of the vertical. This is just bad technique by their slot defenders. He's got to push him and then work his way out to the flat because this is cover 3. You got a single safety in the middle. And then if you're the quarterback, what you're doing is you're finding out where that middle deep player is playing, and you're trying to throw to the side that is a little bit more favorable for your vertical in the slot. And you're just trying to throw over this slot defender here and that slot defender there. You're just going to make a little bit of a... Yep, so you've got the same thing on both sides. Now, you would like to see this ball thrown just a little bit lower and a little bit more inside here. But overall, that's pretty good. You got a guy that can go up. Take it. And you get the easiest touchdown that Hornibrook will ever throw in his career. This is a total bust. You have a corner blitz here. I don't even know if they got 11 on the field. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. They do. Okay, so what happens here? You get both the corner and the safety blitz. First year in a new defense for them, just like Florida State, who is now in their first year in a new defense for the third year in a row. Well, second year in a row. 3 defenses in 3 years. And you get 2 guys blitz. If he's blitzing, he has to take the vertical. If he's blitzing, he has to come over the top. Neither does it. Hornibrook recognizes it right away. And that's the easiest you'll ever get. And then this right here, that is one of the dumbest things I have seen in a long time. I have watched flags get thrown for this, and then that is spot of the foul, 15 yards, no touchdown. He would be running until he puked. And yes, I know that, you're not supposed to use physical conditioning as a punishment, but you know what? Sometimes that's all you got. Once again, Marvin Wilson, everybody. Look at that push-pull. Push, pull. And then you've got a spy on here. You see him right here signaling spy, spy, spy. So he's the spy. I got the quarterback. He spy on the quarterback, beats the block, makes the tackle. Nice job, freshman. Gant is, as you remember from my breakdowns of the freshman class, one of my favorites. He's a guy that I think is going to be a really good player at Florida State. And you get trying to decapitate a player is illegal still. Final drive. Once again, that is what it's supposed to look like on these RPOs. Pull it. Make a decisive throw. And yes, he was down. They're probably going to show. Okay, so they didn't show a bunch of replays of that. Once again, decisive on the RPO here. They got 7 in the box. Go ahead and take it. This is an RPO all the way. Pulls it, gets it out. It's just a little late. If he gets it there I think Akers tried to clamp on him a little bit, but if he pulls it just a little earlier and doesn't have to delay a little bit, then Harrison's able to make that guy miss, and all of a sudden he's got a chance. But that guy's got some athletic ability, man. The balance. That's a run that not many guys can make in terms of making that move right there. That's filthy. But look at all the look for the penetration. There isn't any. Notice here they've got an extra offensive lineman on the field. You've got Jalen Goss at tight end. Goss really has to put on some weight. And they make the tragic error of running into the kicker. Leads to an easy touchdown. Once again, look for the penetration. Nothing. Gets really, really easy, guys, when you start blocking. When you block and tackle and you actually hit your proper gaps on the defense, this game is a very, very different game. If Florida State plays like this up front on both sides of the ball over the course of the rest of the year, there's still a path for 8 wins for this team. There's a lot to be excited about in terms of the way that they played. Now, not having Kando, not having Lars Woodby for the rest of the year, that really impacts how good the defense can be. But overall, this is quality play from the defensive side. And they're showing a lot better discipline. They're getting more comfortable in the new defensive system. And if they continue to grow like this, then like I said, there isn't anybody really other than Clemson on the schedule that you say, yeah, that's a definite loss. And they're gonna give teams headaches as they start to figure things out if they can continue on this path. So that's good progress, and we'll go ahead and wrap it there and look forward to doing this again next week.